Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a new battle pass, the June battle pass, and what comes with the battle pass is the turbo tank. Yes, it basically an STRV. Now, looking at both of these, the tanks together, the stat wise, all the top is basically the same: the penetration, the DPM, the alpha, rate of fire, reload, the caliber gun, and the shell velocity. But what is different about this compared to the STRV is the aim time is a bit worse and the dispersion is slightly worse as well. Everything else is basically the same. Okay, the power to rate ratio, etc., that's a little bit better, but other than that, there really is not much difference between these two tanks. So basically it is a worse STRV 74, which is obviously the tier 6 tank. Now that's quite unusual, to be fair. Like, not really unusual, but usually the battle pass tank is a little bit better than the tech tree version of the same tank. Now I'm disappointed with the tank. I really am disappointed, and Wargaming have advertised this as, I mean, the name says it all, turbo. What the fuck? Like, turbo, it goes 50 kilometers an hour. Where's the turbo in this? Like, you would think people looking at this like, oh, turbo, that's going to be a quick tank, and it's no, like, the turbo it's no turbo. It's just the average medium tank. It would be better if this was like a light tank, a bulldog, or whatever. So I don't know. I don't understand why Wargaming have advertised this as and named it turbo when it's not. It's nothing like. It's nothing like the name says it is, and that's slightly annoying. That really is annoying that they have advertised it. They've done their video, the name of the tank, and it just does not suit the tank at all. Like, why? I just don't understand why. But that aside, what is the tank like? I mean, it's okay. It's okay. The STRV 74 is better. So, is there any reason to buy the tank or to get the tank? Probably not, no. But I am still going to say, as I say with every single battle pass, it's still worth the money. For $5, you do get this tank. You also get the A32, which is the tier 4. So $5 alone is worth both of these tanks, because you are getting two tanks, and on top of that you are getting all the gold, the free XP, the camos, everything. So I always say that the battle pass is worth the money. It really is worth the money, but in this instance it's not worth the money for the tank. But you're going to get the bonus is the tank, and you're going to pay for everything else. Now the A32, which is the tier 4, that's not a bad tank, but again, it's tier 4. How often are you going to play it? But it's still a tank. If you haven't got it, it is still a tank. And if you're a collectible, of course, $5 is quite cheap. Even if you're not a collectible, to be honest, the $5 is still cheap for everything that you get. Now, I have bought every single battle pass, which meaning that I've got every single battle pass tank, and I'm going to continue to do that, because you are getting your money's worth. You are, and I'm always going to say that. People, there is a lot of people that say, okay, this tank is not interesting, I'm not going to get the battle pass. You got to look further away from the tank itself. Don't just look at the tank and think, oh, okay, it's an average tank, I'm not really keen on the tank, no, I'm not going to buy the battle pass. Just look at everything else. Just look at everything else that you get for your money, and just try not look at the tank. It is, I don't want it to be pay to win. Obviously, there are some tanks that are battle pass tanks that are really, really good, but I don't want people to sit there and think, right, okay, that tank's overpowered. I'm going to buy the battle pass. Like, you should, in my opinion, you should buy the battle pass. You should buy the battle pass. One, it's there for good. Looks like Wargaming are going to continue doing these monthly battle passes, even if you don't complete it. Like, for me, for instance, like, I don't play as regular as I usually do. I only got up to sort of level 40 odd in the last battle pass, But you know, I still got the gold, I still got some free XP, I still got some credits which I don't really need, I still got some camos. You know, for me it's worth the money even if you don't complete it. But for those that have time to actually complete the battle pass, then yeah, 100%, like it is worth the money. Now I think the tank is ugly. The tank, I think, is quite ugly. Not liking the look of this. Probably one of the uglier tanks of the whole battle pass tanks. But the tank itself, as I've said, it is okay. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing really that bad about it. It doesn't have armor. Penetration wise, I mean, the first game we run it with calibrated shells. This time we're running it with the rammer. Again, that is up to you what you run with the tank. It doesn't make that much difference when you're in tier 6, to be honest. Most of my tier 6s don't have calibrated shells because I don't think it needs it. You're not going to come up against anything massive. I think the most armored tank you're going to come up against is a T29. But even then, you still do 50 kilometers an hour. It's not a slow tank, but it's no turbo tank. 100% it's no turbo tank. So I would definitely recommend running it with the rammer just to get that DPM up a little bit. And really, the penetration, if you run the calibrated shells, doesn't affect it that much. I think it gives you like an extra 7 millimeters of pen on your AP, something like that. So it really doesn't matter. So we're going to continue just this game. You can see we're getting penned. We're not bouncing. You don't really bounce anything in the STRV 74 either. So don't think that you've got armor on this tank. You haven't got armor. In fact, this has got less armor than the STRV. So you're more than likely to bounce more in the STRV than you are this. But you know, the gun depression's still good. The alpha's okay. It's for me, it's an average tank. It's just an average tank. Not bad, not good. It's just sort of in the middle there, and that's basically it. But as I've said, I never really buy the battle pass for the tank. The battle pass for me is a bonus, so just bear that in mind when you do buy the battle pass. You're not buying anything like the VK2801 when that come in the battle pass. That tank's pretty OP. That tank is really OP. Where this and I think people sort of, once they see that tank, they're like, okay, if that tank's going to be OP, then every battle pass tank is going to be OP. Now, it's not like that. I think that's the only OP battle pass tank. Everything else is kind of average. I mean, look at the Thunder and the KV-1S. The KV-1S now is way better than the Thunder with the DPM buff, etc. So when you get these tanks, they are just normal. They're normal tanks. They're nice to have in your garage. They are nice to play every now and again, but it's totally not overpowered. So yeah, hope you enjoy the video, guys. Turbo, definitely not a turbo, but it's okay, and that's about it. Don't buy the battle pass for the tank. Buy it for everything that you get with the battle pass. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you soon. Bye bye. With